fighter stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 135.8 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, he holds a professional record of 4 wins, 2 losses, presenting the babyface killer, Cameron Smotherman! Your referee in charge of the action, Jeff Rexford.
You can hear that Houston crowd excited to see the babyface killer, Cam Smotherman.
Yeah, Cam Smotherman, one of those guys that's not afraid to take chances. He will jump in that pocket and he will start banging with you immediately.
And Smotherman landed a good right hand. After a couple of quick exchanges, and Shane had no more part of that, he instantly shot in. He's in pretty deep on a single, transition up to a high C. I'll bet you'll turn into a double leg. He's trying to do it now. The cage is getting in his way just a bit. Using that high C to try to sneak around to the backside. He doesn't have his hands together. I can see him finishing this takedown.
You see that UFC Fight Pass Paddock. Thank you everyone for watching us on UFC Fight Pass. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and Twitter. And if you're not following them on Twitter, you're missing a roasting. They are roasting me on Twitter. Shout out to our friends there at UFC Fight Pass. Love it.
Smotherman doing a good job rebuilding his base, but Shane's all over him.
Yeah, Smotherman undoubtedly after that Christian Strong fight where he got out-wrestled, went to a decision, the guy just out-wrestled him the whole fight. He worked on his ground game, but Cameron Smotherman will tell you, he doesn't care about the ground. He wants to be on his feet, he wants to bang this out.
Yeah, and Shane knows that, and Shane being a good black belt, coming out of a good, reputable grappling gym, I could have bet money easily that he was looking to take this fight to the ground. He's been successful thus far in the first 90 seconds.
So much pressure there from the top by Shane Torres.
So Shane's not just looking to pressure and stand top. You saw how he only used his lower body to pass around the legs of Smotherman. That's a good grappler. That's good hips right there. And this is going to be frustrating for Smotherman because he's fresh, he's energetic, and he can't do much with that energy with his hand. That's his plan.
Yeah, Shane Torres, you see a very stoic look on his face, taking his time, knows that those opportunities will reveal themselves, not rushing anything. Cameron Smotherman in a little bit of trouble here with Shane Torres on his back.
See how much Cameron Smotherman has been working on his defense. On the ground.
I can tell you, Cameron's gym, he's got plenty of people that are high-level black belts to train with over there. So he's probably used to this, being defensive in these positions from his training. I'm sure they take him to these spots quite a bit now.
Oh yeah, and Smotherman's been a long time training partner for an Adrian Lewis. He's some of the best takedown defense I've ever seen successful in the UFC. All these guys, they got a pretty similar, sharp boxing style, anti-wrestling style. Smotherman's still really trying to put it together. And this is what's tricky about Smotherman. He's doing everything right. He's posting, he's turning, he's angling, but Shane is just all over him. Shane's got good pressure and tricky guard passes.
Some good tests for Shane Torres. Smotherman, the most experienced fighter Shane Torres is fought. 140 left in round 1.
What's your hip hop?
All Shane Torres so far.
Yeah, Cameron Smotherman's done a good job of limiting the amount of damage he's taking. He's still in good shape. He's still, hasn't taken really any hard shots. No real submission attempts.
This is some of the best ground and pound that Shane's looked for so far in his first round.
Up your side immediately. Up your side,
just come to the final minute mark.
That is a strong.
Look at the ceiling. Look at the ceiling. 1 minute, Cam. Separate your hips. Look at the ceiling.
See, and that's what I mean. Shane, the good black belt, he has chose to transition to the mount before he lost back control. He chose to start that race for position, as opposed to waiting until he had to do it. And you see him staying on top now.
Smotherman's corner.
Smotherman's got a hand fight. He's got the grip of Shane. He wants to try to turn into him and dig an underhook.
There you go.
by Cam Smotherman.
Looks over at us and gives us a thumbs up immediately.
And that's not the first time I've said this. He loses 4.5 minutes of a round. The last 30 seconds, he maybe steals the round. I mean, he did all the damage, had him dropped. I'd be surprised to see who the judges gave that round to.
I was going to ask you, how do you score that one?
Cameron Smotherman had to win that round, in my opinion. He caused some damage. Even though he was on the ground, he took absolutely no damage. Shane Torres was not able to do anything with him on the ground. Even though he's a jiu-jitsu black belt, even though Cameron Smotherman has been dominated on the ground before, you can see he's really worked on his defense from down there.
And you saw Shane earlier was down to trade after 2 exchanges. He shot and rode about 4 minutes of control time out. After some grappling, we'll see Smotherman get back to his feet and just unload. That's a Smotherman fight. That's why he's got fans. The guy's fun to watch.
Man, what an end of round 1 by Cam Smotherman. We'll see these highlights. Actually, we won't. Just trust us. That was a great ending of the round by Cam.
Yeah, you need to watch that replay for sure.
And, you know, this is the fight Smotherman expected, a little anti-wrestling. So he was expecting to be tired and stop to throw hands. So everything's going according to plan for Smotherman. Good uppercut. That was crafty right there.
And I got to tell you, this will be a big win. If Cameron Smotherman can pull this win out, this will be a big win for him.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think Smotherman really should stick to the boxing and not try to throw knees or kicks and just not give Shane a chance to grab his legs any easier than Shane's trying.
His boxing is looking even sharper than before for Smotherman.
It was a high C to a duck under to a double leg, and that's the good grappling prowess there from Shane. But all Smotherman needs is one good get up. He needs one good breakaway, and then he can start to let his hands fly again.
Yeah, and Shane Torres is he's thinking exactly the opposite. He does not want this to go back. He does not want to get any distance between him and Cameron Smotherman right now.
Smotherman's got a good deep underhook, and he's got Shane's head kind of pinned. I think that'd have been good for Smotherman to dig that underhook and really try to turn Shane over so Shane can't recollect his hands. I mean, most takedowns are almost impossible to hit with just one arm. If you can get wrist control or dig a deep underhook and separate him, the chance of defending the takedown does increase.
And Cameron doing a good job of keeping his balance there, keeping good position. Head position and hand position are almost perfect.
Smotherman's left arm, he could use that as a whizzer, really try to drive some shoulder pressure down to get his hips out, and then perhaps pummel with the other arm, but Shane kind of circled back to the inside.
Cameron doing a good job of keeping Torres in the spot where he can only go one direction.
Crafty trick, but it allowed Smotherman to get his hips out. That's what Smotherman wants and needs. Oh, big body shot there from Smotherman. Looking for that uppercut again. Oh, a big high kick.
Yeah, Shane Torres running out of gas here with those takedown attempts.
Those body shots are going to pay off dividends. Shane's already feeling the pace. Big knee.
Cameron Smotherman needs to give up on those knees and kicks and just keep throwing those punches because he's extremely effective when he's doing that. And every time he throws a kick or a knee, Shane Torres closes the space between those limbs and does this exact thing.
Shane Torres getting that recovery in after a nice flurry from Cameron Smotherman. 2 minutes left, round 2. Shane Torres just sucking all the momentum out that Cameron Smotherman built up with those exchanges.
Yeah, and if you look at the round as a whole, I mean, Shane's not really finishing these takedowns. He's more so spending time, like, in the top position on the clinch on the cage, but when they break away, Smotherman's scoring. I actually still have Smotherman up in this round. He made another good flurry, which looks like he's trying to find the space for.
Cameron Smotherman doing a great job. You can also see the fatigue kind of taking over in Shane Torres. He's not as strong as he was with those takedowns. And even whenever he's getting them, Cameron able to jump right back up to his feet, or at least one foot.
And some of them did attack the body really well with punches and a couple of knees. And I'll tell you guys, that'll just zap your gas tank. It'll zap your energy, it'll change your breathing.
1 minute left, round 2.
This is tiring for Smotherman as well. He's using his hands as a post. He's carrying all of Shane's weight. But this is not a contest to see who can get the other guy more tired. This is you can do more damage, and Smotherman is doing the damage.
I mean, at this point, Shane Torres, again, as you mentioned, not much happening here, but is applying that pressure.
Yeah, he's posting up, trying to stay heavy on Cameron Smotherman because he definitely does not want that space in there.
And finally now doing some work, throwing some punches is Shane Torres.
Nice one, right to the liver. I mean, that hit him right in the liver. That was a really well-placed knee, liver hook. 2 right hands over the top. There's the uppercut again. Shane's pretty wise to the uppercut. He keeps that lead elbow really tight. Good sprawl from Smotherman. That's what we need to see. Good jab.
Ooh, big shot from Cameron Smotherman, kind of splitting those hands and finishing with that right hook. That stumbled Shane Torres again.
Man. Cameron Smotherman, when he's in the open, standing up, man, it is so much fun to watch. But hey, kudos to Shane Torres for limiting that ability and just giving him all sorts of fit against the cage right now. And let's take a look at some of the highlights of round 2.
Yeah, Shane Torres doing a decent job of closing the distance there, but not able to do anything once he got him locked up. We'll see some of these highlights. Cameron Smotherman starting out the round with a big flurry.
Such a good uppercut to start that.
Yeah, I don't think Shane's really scored more than maybe one takedown. I mean, even here, watch. Cam turns in, gets his hips out, sprawls on another double here pretty soon. You know, I may be a little biased because I really do prefer the damage over the position, but I mean, I give that second round to Cameron Smotherman.
Yeah, I definitely think you're right, Alex. I think it's 2 rounds to none to Cameron Smotherman. I mean, it could be close, and I know they're hard to judge, but Cameron Smotherman definitely the more effective in the exchanges.
He's definitely the fresher fighter. Both guys fight fatigued.
I don't know if Cameron Smotherman runs out of gas.
Oh, nice clip there from Shane Torres.
He hit a jab from Torres there. And you can never count anyone out. If there's anything we've learned this weekend, especially tonight, in MMA, anything and everything can happen.
Let that be a good life lesson for everyone out there, too.
Yeah, we may have seen the strangest things happen in the last 2 days in MMA in the history of any weekend in MMA. It's been crazy so far.
Good work with the jab of Smotherman, going high, going low. He's really looking for that uppercut. A la Adrian Yanez, got a really crafty pull right uppercut. Yeah, you hear Smotherman, this coach is immediately saying, get your back off the cage. I could not agree more. And Smotherman heard him, and he acknowledged it, and he angled. And now he's right in the center. Looking to headhunt. Good jab, good level change, and a good left hook. Smotherman's finding that range. I love the body work, too.
Yeah, even in round 3, his boxing just looks sharper right now. Shane Torres, his punches just look almost like forced.
Well, and you can see we're a minute and a half into this round, and Shane Torres hasn't attempted a takedown yet.
Shane Torres is sitting down okay on some of his shots. They're a little labored, but they are powerful. Oh, another big right hook. And you know the body shots are good because you'll see a half-hearted shot from Shane. He's got to sprawl again. He's got to reload the sprawl and dig underhooks. Shane got his hands together. He will finish this takedown. And for those watching at home, just getting up is not so easy. I mean, not only do you got to carry the weight of the guy, but he's, you know, purposefully, specifically trying to hold you down. And it just requires twice as much energy as you'd think.
Yeah, especially whenever they're controlling an arm or controlling, you're trying to do this with, you know, the strength of one side of your body, basically. And in the meantime, trying not to take punishment, trying to keep from getting choked and all these other things.
Yeah, you see the body triangle there from Shane. It's going to be a tough position to slip out of. You know, both guys are tired, rounds halfway over.
Tough predicament for Cameron Smotherman. 2:15 left. Final round of this fight. And he had done a pretty good job throughout the first 2 rounds of not getting in a position like this where it's going to be really hard for him to get out.
Yeah, Cameron Smotherman in a little bit of trouble here.
The choking arm, it's got good real estate. It's not quite under the chin, but there's a lot of slack on that arm. Smotherman doing a good job keeping his neck safe. Shane doing a good job just staying on that back. And that body triangle is a hard position to get out of.
Yeah, and the only thing I don't like about the body triangle is that you're basically stuck there. I mean, you can't, it's really difficult to improve your position yourself. So if they change the angle a little bit, it's really difficult to move around without letting go of that triangle. So I like the mobility a little better. But, you know, the stability of having this body lock, there's definitely some value in it.
Now, this could be potentially damaging on the ribs, but one thing you can do is you can spin into the lock. And then Cam really commits to a spin hard to his left side. He can maybe hit this reversal. Again, easier said than done, especially now the angle's being lost. Just really try to turn in.
This is where we expected Shane Torres to do a lot of damage in the fight. Of course, with that black belt background in jiu-jitsu. It's giving Smotherman all sorts of issues right now. Not much power behind those punches, but we've already seen a stoppage with softer shots.
This is a big aspect of this round. Can Smotherman post and get his hips on top? Or can Shane keep that transition and go to mount? And he gets to mount.
20 seconds left, round 3.
Smotherman trying to sit up just to eliminate the space between Shane's fists and his face. And he's working, he's mitigating a lot of damage. It's a decent finish from Shane. I don't know if it was enough. I'm genuinely curious to see how the judges scored this contest.
All right, so we'll see exactly that. Alex, how will the judges score this? We think here rounds 1 and 2 went to Smotherman. We'll take a look at our highlights here for round 3. Saw that good opening flurry from Smotherman.
See Smotherman hit a jab to the body here in just a second, too. Did some good work with that jab in this 3rd round. Good right hand, right to the liver. That's the one that made Shane shoot.
Yeah, after that first exchange, Shane had enough. He was ready to get this fight to the ground and did all the energy he could expend, he did to make sure that this fight went down, and then he was not going to give up this position once he got down there. Decent last half of the 3rd round from Shane Torres, but I don't know, it's going to be a tough one, but I think Cameron Smotherman won rounds 1 and 2, but we'll see what the judges say.
Never know with the judges, man. Smotherman had really good moments in this fight where he popped.
I mean, dropping somebody's got to be the most valuable thing you could possibly do in an MMA fight. And he did drop Shane at the end of that 1st round.
Good work from Shane in round 3. Getting that scorecard final now. And we'll see how the judges have this scored. No, Cameron did do a good job in rounds 1 and 2 of not getting in more dangerous position. So that was nice to see from Cameron Smotherman. And let's go inside to Wayne Leggett to see how this one is scored.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision brought to you by Space City Collective. All 3 judges score the fight 29-28, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Shane Torres.